We make the strings louder.
What's up, guys? You ever feel like you walked into a trap? You know, and like while you're like walking in, you're like, I don't know about this, and then there's like, I don't know. That's what I feel about 2 days ago, or whatever, Thursday, when the three-letter word. But anyhow, nothing you could really do about it, but keep moving forward, I guess. Got this little green machine and some stuff. I've had this. I let my brother borrow it, so it wasn't hanging around. And then I got the windows tinted in the Saab, as you can tell. You can't really tell at all. So basically, this is 70% ceramic, and then the windshield is done as well. They went ahead and took it over to the windshield place and had it repaired. And the windshield is tinted in 70%. It's basically 70% ceramic all around, and that has really, really good UV rejection. So, and heat and all that stuff. So what we're doing is going to let it dry for a week and then go back and put 20% on top of it, but leave the windshield in 70, so it's really easy to see out of. So yeah, I guess today we're starting off pulling this thing out, and I don't think I've showed you guys super close up on this damn back seat with this whole fish situation. So you can see it like ate the carpet. I don't know what exactly it was that ate the carpet, but it like decomposed and started eating the carpet. So that's why I mentioned like cutting it out. I don't think I'm actually gonna cut it out, but I don't know. So I'm gonna go ahead and go through it with that stuff, and then probably put like, I don't know if bleach actually stains like carpet, like if I take the dye out of it. And then after that, we're gonna go ahead and get my paint booth set up. So bear with me for a second. Oh, and I forgot to mention the shop that is doing the window tint. They had these from a customer vehicle, so I ended up getting a really clean set of headlights and taillights. This taillight right here is a little busted right there, so it's not too bad. But yeah, did that, and I gotta fill this thing up with hot water and try to steam the poo smell up, the like stinky fish smell. All right, so that looks a whole lot better than it did before, and I don't think it actually did like I don't think it ate it like I thought it did. I think it was just maybe the way it was, you know, decomposing or whatever you want to say, it made it look like that. So but there was stuff all over, like right in here, up under there, the back of the seats, kind of splattered around in here. So it looks like it was probably his dinner, and then maybe, I don't know, because there's a fishing hat right there too, or like a hat that looks like a fishing dude would wear. You can see we got nice fish guts, I guess. So now it's time for paint booth. We got the truck and the Mustang moved out of here. Did some measuring last night, and basically, if I go like to those boxes right there, with the booth being 26 by 13, I believe that's what it is, it'll come basically out to like right here, so like almost right in line with this, with, you know, a couple feet. And then if I keep it like right here, kind of going down there, it'll put me like somewhere in the range of like right here. So it's actually a decent sized booth, or, you know, wedding tent. So you can see, China Special, yeah, 13 by 26 heavy duty party tent, box 3. We got some little view windows in there, and I also got some Amazon lights too. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish moving this thing out, move this thing over, and I guess we'll start unboxing it and setting it up. crap, guys. So Dave's a big dude, and this is a huge tent. So I don't know, I guess I kind of, maybe it's a little bit too big. I don't know. What did I say, 26 by 13? Crap. I mean, I think it would be perfect if it was like 22 or 23 by 13, but right here we got a couple, you can see that's kind of cobbling the program a little bit right there. It's pretty wide. I mean, I like that it's so wide because you're able to actually work in here. But the other thing is how am I going to be able to get back over here if we scoot it any further this way? I'm going to have to like be in here like doing my paint, like, I don't know, super close. I don't know, we might have to angle it or do something, but I think it's huge. Dave, what do you think of this thing?
Put it outside.
Oh, geez. So you guys don't remember from the 53-hour road trip thing where we basically went up to Minnesota and then down to Kentucky. This was the parts car. So this is 95 twin turbo 6-speed, 30-some thousand original miles on it, and no engine, no tranny, but it does have complete interior. It had the rear diff. One of the axles is bent, but the other axle, the twin turbo calipers, 2 of the rotors are broke. But so this is my parts car. So this is basically, this whole interior is going into that car because I have absolutely nothing for that. And so it's pretty much just been sitting in the edge of the shop, like underneath this cover, because it kind of stinks because it sat outside for a little while up in Minnesota. So it kind of has this like musty smell to it. And so the plan is, as soon as I get that thing painted, basically completely strip this thing and then maybe sell something off of the lift or pull something off of the thing and then put it up there. I mean, super parts, you can't get rid of super parts, but this whole the whole back end of it's pretty trashed over here. You can see it you know, buckled the target top and pushed a lot of this stuff forward. Door's pretty messed up, but overall, basically like firewall forward, it's actually good. So all that stuff is nice and good up there, but the bad thing is it just, the whole chassis was just so tweaked. I guess it was a drag strip incident. He like some really old Potenza tires on it. I guess it wrecked a couple years ago, but yeah, these things are like, they're like solid. They're like, it's almost like RC car drift tires or whatever. And you can see on this side, the quarter panel's buckled a little bit. Same thing with right here, and then this door jamb is pretty, you know, pretty messed up. That's pretty much it. It closed right there. But I mean, it has some glass and stuff in it, but overall, pretty clean interior. And then since it was from, you know, up in Minnesota, it didn't really get damaged too much by the sun or anything. So yeah, basically this complete interior, obviously with some R&R. But so we're gonna go ahead and move this thing sideways, kind of stuff it back up against this corner, so that we could put the paint booth, you know, wedding tent, blah, blah, blah. Like right here, it'll go from basically back there to like right here. And then basically to pull a car in there, we'll have to pull off one of these legs. But at least the shop will still be kind of usable because right now you can't get anything on the lift. You know, too many cars would be sitting outside for me. But yeah, so we're gonna move that and then I guess move this thing and then put the tarp on it, see what it looks like, see what I got myself into. So got the booth in its resting spot for now. I think this is where it's gonna work best for now. I have a little bit of room to walk by over here. I could walk down the side and get to the air compressor. I could do all my crap over here, mix some paint. And I could also kick David in the, yeah, But yeah, I could get things on the lift, so I was planning on putting the S14, the Mustang in the truck, and then you know, obviously having the Supra in here. And with this amount of space, I should be able to paint like everything at once, depending on how I end up painting it. So I guess now is going to be the daunting task of installing the roof and the sides, basically the tarps. So we'll go ahead. It started raining a little bit outside, and congrats to Frederick Osbo for the win at Formula Drift Long Beach. And Forrest Wang, he was killing it out there. I was rooting for Forrest Wang, and it sucks that Rad Dan wrecked a Supra.
Oh, fuck.
He did. He wrecked a Supra. But yeah, we're gonna throw this on. Alright guys, so here she is, my new paint booth. Kinda. So, as you can see, it being 13 by 26, there's a lot more room in here than if it was like 10 by 20. You figure, take off one of these back sections to like even right here, and then you figure take another 3 feet off of this side, and you'd only have like, you know, this much space to walk right there, and then not very much on this side. So you really you have a lot to risk as far as like, you know, the air hose in here, and then not really being able to stand back and kind of see what you're even painting. And that's really the reason for going with such a big booth, is so that you could actually, you know, move around in here, and it also kind of gives it, you know, the overspray a little bit, you know, it can kind of float up and get away from it. I think for the floor, so you can see there's a little gap that's probably, you know, 3.5 to 4 inches all the way around. And so kind of the plan is to get a tarp that's bigger than this, hopefully, you know, maybe like 15 by 30 or something, if that's a thing. So that way it could kind of go up and around and kind of up underneath it, and put those posts on the bottom of it, and then bring it up and then tape it. And that's kind of the plan. You know, tape it all the way around. On the inside right here, it's not sealed, so I think it won't be bad to basically just come around here to the edge, and you could just tape it right there and get a nice seal kind of all the way around. The other cool thing is it's got these little plastic windows, so, you know, people could watch me paint and get some make some cool thumbnails, I guess. That looks pretty cool from right here. So I guess the other issue, or the other like thing that I'm debating on, is the paint. So part of me, like, I don't know, once I painted it like completely red, I felt like it was just too much red, and I I don't know, like it wasn't, to me it just doesn't feel like it's me. I mean, it's just gonna be like, at the end of the day, it's gonna be like a pretty red Supra. And I've already said this again, there's so many pretty red Supras, there's so many pretty red 2JZ Supras that make a lot of power, you know, like what, I don't know, I just feel like what's the point of doing something the same as that's already been done so many times. I mean, this red is like just a hint off of other ones that I've seen. You know what I mean? If I guess you guys, or I see pictures of this thing on the internet, you know, 20 years down the road, I don't want to be like, you know, like, oh, microscope, like, oh, I had these mirrors and this wheel and this weird little antenna delete, you know, like something like that. I don't want it to be like that. I want to be like, no, that is like the MotionAutoTv, like Supra, that is that Supra. That's kind of where I'm at with it. So if you could see the lines on the side of it right there, you can probably tell where the inspiration's at. But so the other thing I thought about is actually wrapping it. So go ahead and paint it the rest of the way red, you know, all the way around again, and then kind of let it be, do whatever it's going to do from there, and then wrapping it with the black, silver, and the red, you know, and I guess that would kind of preserve the value of it. But to me, I mean, this car does have a rebuilt from salvage title. I mean, it's always going to be that Supra, and I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking leave the engine bay black, leave the engine bay red, and then just basically paint, you know, the front of it black, the silver, and the red. I have a little rendering I'll go ahead and I'll throw up here on the screen, so if you guys want to check that out. But kind of, I guess the issue, if you guys are looking at that picture right now, somebody kind of did a rendering of this a long time ago, and I'm not sure who it was, but I guess the issue is going to be going in between right here, you know, figuring out that line so that it looks correct. I know this is a really hard car to do such hard lines on, because it is, you know, it's so curvy, and I guess having that much black in the front versus only a little bit of red in the back. But honestly, I like black Supras. I really like black Supras. The paint, or the bodywork, is definitely clean enough to be able to pull off a black Supra. The other thing is, I like red Supras, you know. But also, I kind of feel like this, it's clean enough. Like, it's not ricey. Like, it's not like it's got a bunch of stripes and flames and random stuff like that. I feel like it's clean enough. It's simple enough. It's definitely me. I think it would also be kind of cool to do, like, when I get the Mustang going, do it like black, silver, and blue, you know, and call me lame or whatever. I mean, this car's literally been the same for 5 years. I've kind of thought about changing it up, but I'm not really sure. But yeah. So the other thing is ventilation. I need to figure out how I'm going to get clean air in, and I guess kind of filtered air out, so that, you know, we don't just kind of contaminate the shop with overspray and stuff. It's not too big of a deal, because most of the cars will pull out. Like, this thing is pretty much the only thing that I'm going to care about that's in here, but I mean, it obviously moves. Cover up the dirt bikes, and overspray could kind of do whatever. So in that case, I could almost just do like a positive pressure booth and almost leave one end of it open. Like, I could just put a fan with a filter on that end and just push in nice, fresh, clean air, and then since it's going to be positive pressure, all of the overspray is just going to come out here, and it could go out there or go do whatever. So got some you know, some ideas and some things we'll probably test. I have this this big you know, kind of like a shop fan right there, big circular one. So basically, kind of put a filter in front or behind of it, kind of cut a hole maybe over here in this corner, so it kind of pulls the air from right there, pressurizes this whole thing. And then the other thing was to kind of have maybe like a smaller fan over here, so it is kind of a positive pressure, but then you have filtered air going out. Those are some of the things I was thinking. And then also the lights. These are, if you guys were curious about those, these are some pretty cheap lights off of Amazon. I think it's like $60 for 8 of them, and there's 16 of them in here right now. And this one's not hooked up, and the 2 in the back are not hooked up. And so I mean, I feel like I have a decent amount of light in here. Maybe one more right here in the back, in the center, kind of shining this way, and one in the front would actually do a lot of good. But as you can see, there's room enough to kind of paint, you know, maybe not a bumper or anything like that. I could probably put the bumper back here. and then maybe some, like a pair of side skirts or something kind of going down the wall. But yeah, I don't know. I'm definitely kind of getting excited again. I wish I wouldn't have been so nitpicky with the paint in the beginning, because this thing's been painted for like 4 months, or since October. So it's kind of stupid, but I definitely lost motivation. I know you guys all seen that, but I'm getting kind of excited to work on it again and actually get it going. So I ordered parts for this 2J, some other stuff for my other 2J that's going in this. The only real thing I guess I have to order before I could set the engine in the car, after it's, you know, the seals and basically I'm gonna pull off the head and do valve stem seals and stuff like that. Maybe refresh the head gasket, head studs, that type of stuff. Basically once I do that, the only thing I really need is a clutch. So I do have the Collins adapter kit. I have not went over this at all yet, but I have the kit, and that's the nice one that adapts it to the automatic bell housing, and I have a drive shaft, and so the only thing I need is a clutch. I have the 350 or 370Z tranny already, so we're pretty much. I'm waiting on myself ordering a clutch for it. Was debating on going with the twin disc or the triple disc. The triple disc is pretty expensive. I think is like 22 or 2,800 bucks or something like that, and I think the twin disc might have been like, I forget exactly. I don't want to say how much, but it's pretty expensive, so that's why I didn't order it. So that's one thing I definitely need to do. I definitely feel like I'm rambling in this video, but hopefully you guys are getting some good information out of it. Got plenty of room to work over here. I could walk to the back over there by the air compressor, and you know, this Supra will be getting basically parted out as soon as I get this one done. So the other thing too is I wasn't thinking about going with just a regular black, just like, you know, solid black. If you guys are familiar with like the newer F250s or whatever, like basically the Platinums, it's kind of like I don't know, it has like some greens and some purples and some stuff in it, and the black on it really looks cool. So it's a metallic black. So I thought that would be kind of cool. And then also on the truck here, since it is white and it's not like the Platinum, so it's not the pearl white, I feel like it looks kind of plain being white. I mean, honestly, like, this is a perfect truck minus the color. If it was silver with the two-tone like dark gray on the bottom, that's what I wanted, or the blue or the red. Like, honestly, almost any color other than the white is what I wanted. But I think it would look really clean if I did basically that same black on the bottom. There's a bed locally. I haven't went and looked at it yet, but it's white with the gold two-tone on the bottom. So basically what I could do is I could just continue that line onto the cab and the doors, and then get like those factory little moldings or whatever, like the little fender flares, and, you know, paint those black, like that pearly black or whatever. I'll insert a picture of it, but it looks really cool. So I thought about doing the front of the Supra like that. So it'd be like that pearly black, pearly metallic black, silver, and then the red. And I think that would look pretty cool. If you guys have any other renderings or designs, I mean, I'm not going to paint this within like the next 2 days. Hopefully by the end of the week, it's going to be painted. So if you got any renderings, shoot them to me on Instagram or Facebook, or, you know, the MotionAutoTv page on Facebook. But Instagram seems like it's easiest as far as DMing back and forth. And if you were the guy who made that rendering, I think you just did it in Forza. But I really do like that. Like, once I seen that, I don't know, I should have just done that. Like, I wanted to do that, and then, but I felt like it didn't do this car justice. But kind of at this point, I think if I do the other black, I think it'll be cool. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I think that would be kind of a cool idea. I would basically continue the lines in the door jambs, so wouldn't even really be that much. So basically just silver in that portion of the door jamb, and then everything else back here would be red. Obviously the engine bay would still be red, and I don't know, I think it'd be cool. But anyhow, I'm rambling. I'm stoked about this booth, and we'll see you in like a day and a half.